Is there another creature that might stand a chance against him?
Real
Butter.
I got this Snorlax coming. They've been sleeping all over the place lately.
How do you find them?
Should we sit down?
You just walk around and they pop up on your screen.
And you get them?
Get them. Gotcha, see? Snorlax was caught.
You know, I heard if you cut a camel's hump open, it's got water in it. Is that true?
Yeah.
I got a camel right here.
Okay, so this movie is actually a direct sequel to the 2014 Godzilla.
I didn't realize it was going to be.
Which was a bit of a hit. It had Bryan Cranston in a wig.
And it had Quicksilver in there too.
Yes.
He's running around.
/ Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass.
Yeah, so none of those humans are in this one. But
yeah, actually none of them. It's actually
except for
5 years later.
That's correct. It's set 5 years later. It came out 5 years later. There are two returning actors. Ken Watanabe.
Oh yeah.
Who was Japanese.
He's really cool.
So, like, they think if they put him in there, they're cool with the Japanese people.
Yeah.
And then also David Strathairn.
I'm not good with names. I don't really know anybody.
He plays the general. By the way, David Strathairn has a Bacon number of 1.
Bacon?
A Kevin Bacon number.
Oh,
He is one step from Kevin Bacon because he was in The River Wild.
River
Godzilla
Wild?
is
Meryl
technically...
Streep.
Exactly, with Meryl Streep.
It's
Godzilla is
technically a
one
Kevin
step
Bacon.
away from Meryl Streep, Academy Award winner. 2 steps from Kevin Bacon. He has a Kevin Bacon number of 2.
Godzilla
does.
Bacon. Godzilla. Bacon.
All right.
There's some facts for you.
Well, it was also kind of leading with Kong as well. Kong Skull Island.
Yes, so that's produced by the
also a
same
thing.
company.
Yeah.
And then the next movie will be Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah, they're trying to be like the MCU and trying to tie everything together.
It's kind of weird.
It's cute.
Everybody's jumping on that. Did you know he is the longest running film series in the world? Guinness Book of World Records.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I had the number written down.
Have you guys seen all the other...
I've seen a few, but nothing worthwhile. I usually like see the memes of him, online where he's like jumping, and he's like, and he's like happy or something. I forgot. Yeah, the one you sent me. You were like, he was like jumping all happy, and then there was one where he like super kicked some other dude in the air, and he just like flew like completely horizontal. Yeah.
Now you're thinking of, it wasn't a dude, it was a kaiju.
Oh yeah. Kaijus.
They use this term in Pacific Rim.
Yes, they did.
Which also I've heard a rumor they might be trying to connect the Godzilla with Pacific Rim, which would be a little weird.
It would be.
The first Pacific Rim had potential, but then the second one it kind of pooped itself out. It wasn't that.
Yeah, like even the fighting with giant robots and monsters.
It was like trying to be 3D, and when you're not watching it in 3D, it's just really annoying because they kept using the same thing over again. Like, oh, it almost stepped on someone, and like the foot would seem like it would come out of the screen if you're watching it in 3D. You can kind of tell
when they do specific shots, just to 3D it.
Yeah.
Like, here comes a stick.
It doesn't look 3D, but like you can tell it was supposed to be at one point, and that got really old fast. But the good thing though, this movie didn't have that.
It was very 2D.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Godzilla now in 2D.
1D. Just a dot.
It's flat.
And not.
It's one dimension.
Yeah.
One. The first film shot in 1D. I don't know how that would
Black dot on the screen. You kind of hear sounds from it.
So a kaiju is apparently an older term, though. It means strange beast in Japanese.
Not big beast?
No, strange.
But they're all big.
So apparently
what's that
Godzilla
about?
Isn't just a kaiju, he's also
a mutant, right?
Daikaiju, which means
he's
large strange beast.
He's dead? Large strange beast.
DAI.
I like kaiju better.
Sure. But technically, since it means strange beast, anything, like any monster could be they don't have to be big.
So you? Yeah, worth it.
Anyway, so the kaiju refers to Mothra and all the other guys. That's what they are. That's what their classification.
That's cool.
I thought Mothra was pretty sick.
Yeah, she was so cool. Queen of the monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
they do that? Did they do that
like a big
before?
furry moth, and they're treating it really seriously.
I mean, that's what they did in the older movies.
Yeah.
Did they call her the Queen of the Monsters though?
Originally?
Maybe.
See, I don't
It's
know. I
all
don't know the
recycled.
lore very well because she seemed like a very important character. Just kind of the way they were building her up. Like she's the first kaiju you see in the movie, like straight up.
Yeah.
Like first minute, you see her all in her little frozen cocoon thing.
I didn't realize that Mothra was on Godzilla's side.
Yeah, it was
Sort of
kind of
owls.
it was tough to really know.
She straight up like sacrificed herself.
The thing though is that she's equal to Godzilla, so they both weren't. They didn't get in a trance or what's the freaking word, man?
Oh, with the machine that they had?
Yeah, and also Ghidorah, whatever his name was.
What is it?
The space dragon.
Monster Zero.
Yeah, Monster Zero. Let's call him Monster Zero. I can't. Sorry.
Ghidorah.
Yeah, Ghidorah.
Ghidorah the Explorer.
Ghidorah the Explorer.
We should take that trailer.
Yeah. No, they because he's trying to like make all the other kaiju like go under him, I guess.
Yeah, he's the alpha.
Yeah, well, he's trying to be. But then, I mean, Godzilla didn't fall for it because he was already kind of the king, like a leader. And Mothra didn't either, if you noticed that. So, because they were kind of like equally in charge, but they weren't.
But she wanted Godzilla.
Yeah, where's like the
She was cool
line?
with
Like,
him.
why didn't Godzilla just be like, oh, okay, you're a leader now? Just because it's a dominance thing and he's already the leader?
I believe
But
so.
Mothra, though? Like, when was she the leader?
I'm thinking that's where they kind of
Like a
lacked
marriage.
in this movie was there wasn't much.
Where's the girl
story
power?
to it?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the humans are incidental, really.
Yeah, just literally just walk out every time a human comes on. There are some parts where it's like, oh, you kind of explained what it is, but in other aspects, you don't really need it to be explained. It's a stupid monster movie, man. Like, they're all big monsters.
have always been here in our history and mythology.
That was interesting, right? Like, okay, they've been here for a while.
Okay.
You didn't have to like
Right.
waste 15 minutes like showing cave paintings and people exploring and
That's
Well, and then this
Peter.
underwater city.
yeah,
Atlantis.
that was great.
Is that?
Yeah,
that's-
it would have
that's
had
what
that, man.
This
that's
movie has
essentially what
giant
that is.
monsters. It has Atlantis. It has the Hollow Earth
Where
theory.
was Aquaman?
Though
He's in
funny
there too.
enough,
He comes in at the end.
Godzilla has, in the comic book world, fought the Avengers
He has
and the
comics
Agents of
too?
Shield.
Is it like
Yes.
a what if comic?
What?
Because they have
Godzilla is enormous. It's been like I can't find the number.
What is he under? Is he's not DC, he's not Marvel.
No, he just had like a crossover with some Marvel characters.
Oh, I see.
It's been, I mean, Toho Pictures in Japan owns him, and they share him out to people once in a while.
Right.
It's like this is one of the 3 American Godzilla movies, but there's something like 50 Godzilla movies in Japan. So
I
the first
wonder-
one came out in 1954.
Did it just have Godzilla in it, or was it?
Yeah.
It was just Godzilla destroying. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
and it's a metaphor for post-war
Right.
Japan.
right.
And his modelly gray skin
like smoke.
is supposed to look like the effects of the atomic bomb.
Did he blast like energy like
They
beams out of
create
his
him.
face?
I can't remember.
Is that why the nuclear power
Yeah.
makes like such a
He's
big
very
play in the
tied in
story?
with that.
But when-
they really brought it back in this one, I think for a while they just let him fight monsters, and it was just
Yeah,
fun.
it kind of fell out for a little while, but like
But-
Americans, they kind of
And Americans
covered,
always felt squeamish about that
they
because they're
covered
the
it
ones who
up.
dropped the bombs.
We covered it up.
You did.
Yeah, I personally covered it up. That was
Why? Peter.
So, because he was born in 1954, he also shares a birthday with James Cameron, Denzel Washington,
James Cameron.
John Travolta, Jackie Chan, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Those guys are all the same age.
All born in 1954, and Godzilla. So,
But Godzilla's older than that.
stew on that.
They just
He is not.
recorded him in that time. How did they close down an entire city just to film that?
They didn't. All those people died.
They had the monster suit ready, and they're like, "Oh, "This is a good timing."
Oh, it's awkward.
Yeah, it is really awkward. Let's talk about who was in it. Like we got
Okay, so 11 was in it.
11 was in
Stranger
there.
Things.
She was controlling some of the monsters with her laptop.
They were using binaural audio or binaural beats. Have you heard of these?
I haven't
Alpha waves
until
and things.
until this movie. That's a real thing.
You can listen to them.
Is it really?
You pop in your little earphones. You put on alpha waves or beta or gamma. They're good for different things.
What do they do? Besides
Some of
control
them
kaiju?
can help you go into a meditative state. Some into a more focused. Yeah.
Driven, submissive.
Well, don't know, specifically submissive. That's
I don't know,
like
like
you can listen to them.
dominant.
They put them with music in the background,
Right.
supposed to help you focus or go to sleep and things.
But in this case, they use them to control the kaiju to either,
Calm them down.
or make
It was
them all pissy and
The thing
angry.
with the Hulk rubbing on his hand.
Yeah, sun's getting real low.
Sun's getting real low.
Big guy.
I didn't really care for 11.
Yeah, I think she was forced into it.
Yeah?
By money.
I don't know. She's like 11 years old, right?
They're like getting to be
This was her
13,
first
14 or something
film.
like that, I think.
That's still crazy, man. I can't imagine myself being that age.
And here's what's interesting.
Doing this.
I read the Wikipedia page. She was the first one to be cast in this movie.
What?
So it was like vitally important that they start with 11.
But she didn't really.
She didn't do much, no. Godzilla shows up and she smiles
She
and they
actually.
put it in the trailer.
She thought of plugging the laptop into speakers,
Yeah.
and the main bad dude didn't think of that.
And he was in
Oh, yeah.
Alien 3.
Did he die in that?
3.
Yes.
Was he basically the same
Yeah,
character in
he got
Alien 3
he got
as
an
this
alien
movie?
mouth straight through the dome.
He was also in Ninja Turtle Part 2.
In Alien, was he basically the same
importantly-
character in Alien,
No.
and then in?
No, he's nice in that one.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
He plays a really.
He's almost a love interest.
An alien?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Godzilla.
He is.
For Godzilla. Yeah. Tyrion Lannister.
Anyway,
Do you see how they're like
Also-
collecting all these pop culture things to like boost up Godzilla's?
but then they didn't
Yeah,
do
and
anything.
they're like, hey, Tyrion Lannister,
There was
11.
no point. That's what happens in these movies. It's like the humans is like, yeah, we don't care.
Oh my God! Look, he's smashing a city.
But it was
Right, that's why
inconsistent.
Watch it.
It's like...
Watch him smashing it. Now let's stop him. I found the most irritating character was the dad.
His opinion changed
Kyle Chandler.
like 3 times in the movie. We should kill him. Well, we should help him. Well, we should kill him. Well, yeah, I think we should kill him.
Right.
No, let's help him, guys.
No, seriously.
Give him a chance. Let's kill him.
Also, everybody did anything he said.
Yeah.
He's studying wolves 1 minute, then he like gets on their ship. He tells them what to do. They all look at each other and like, yeah,
it's the
let's
freaking
do it.
military, right?
I don't know.
And then he's just standing there
The
like, hey, you're out of line,
monarch
dude. And then they all start listening
Like,
to him.
yeah, you're totally right, doctor. And then he tells them, you know what? We need to try this. Open the shields. And they're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's
this guy studies wolves.
There's 3 feet of glass in between Godzilla and us right now.
Yeah, it sounds
We'll
like
be
a
fine.
great idea. And it all works out. Everything he says works.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
There's even like a scene they're on the boat and he's like, oh, no. Don't do anything. Just watch. And then Godzilla's nice to them. But like, how would he know that? How does he know anything about Godzilla?
But he wanted to kill him too. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Whatever.
And then he like felt bad. I think the best character was a reoccurring actor. What's his name? The one who sacrificed his life. It's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Ken Watanabe is the actor.
And then the guy's
He's
name
Dr.
is Gojira. Dr. Gojira.
He's actually named after the doctor in the very first Godzilla movie. And in the first Godzilla movie, they kill Godzilla with a bomb that takes the oxygen out of the water, like they do in this movie. But it fails in this movie, but that's the same idea. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, no, it pretty much... I mean,
it kills the fish.
Yeah, they
hurt
basically
Godzilla quite a bit, didn't he?
They killed half
Yes.
of the sea, and then the bad guy still.
Everything
lived.
within 2 miles.
Yeah, just half. Roughly half, at least half.
The ocean must at least be twice that big. So
Yeah, like 5 miles or something.
that's, well,
at least.
is the depth as well.
Yeah, 5 by 5.
It's a cube.
Did you notice that? Like Godzilla
Just-
was standing up
yeah.
in the ocean.
Yes.
At some point?
I did have a
tall.
little bit of a problem with
Inconsistency error.
I just...
Kind of. Yeah, at some points he was standing, and then at other points he was like completely submerged, like miles deep. So I don't know if he like just found like a little shallow end, or he was standing on his tail in the water, like just supporting himself on the tail.
Or is he just sort
like
of
a
floating?
I saw him
Very gingerly.
in my mind, like kicking his feet really quick
Yeah.
underwater, and you just couldn't see it. Yeah.
just shimmying it.
He's got an inflatable lifesaver thing.
He's got
Little
little
duck floaty.
yeah, little floaties on his arms.
Get ya.
Monster Zero, or Ghidorah, was a good kind of rival, and I liked that, you know, he was one of like the original like super bad guys, right? And it was cool that he was an alien as well, right? Am I right about that? Because like he's not from this planet.
Oh,
he's
no.
a false king.
This monster is totally different than the monsters that live on Earth. Can't you tell?
Was that how it's? Yeah.
Well,
Limb regrowth.
he did regrow, which none of the other kaiju could do, as far far as I
think
know.
we're on an anthill.
I think we're on an anthill.
You guys
But
Consumed by ants.
all right.
I thought that was a good kind of like piece of the plot.
Sure,
Like,
we can hate him now because he's not from here.
right, and I also like that. I like the saying "false king." That was pretty cool. They had a lot of one-liners that were like perfect, and then everything else they said was just like you shouldn't have even spoken.
Long live the king.
That was
They
great.
made a
See?
few attempts at comedy in this movie, and it was
There's the answer to my
bad.
comedy.
And I laughed at it. Like I wasn't laughing.
Yeah,
like, they did,
yeah.
Like I was laughing at it, which is still a win in my book. Like I still laughed. You know, like oh my god. Listen,
They also had the science teacher from Stranger Things.
did they really?
Yeah, he got shot in the head by Tyrion Lannister. So there's some pop culture mashup.
Pop culture, get shot in the head.
I thought it was weird that Vera Farmiga, or whatever her name is, was in this, because
Yeah.
she's like a better actress.
Well,
Her and Mothra kind
I-
of had
I
like a.
think so.
Oh wait. That's not what you're talking about. What's her name?
the mom.
Oh, the mom. Yeah, she was an
Vera.
interesting choice for that role.
Yeah, I mean they wrote her whole role like terribly, honestly. Like she just kept
When she, yeah,
going back and forth on
they
her
capture
actual
her.
thoughts.
She looks distressed.
Right.
She wants to help the moth. They capture her. Now she's part of the group. Now she wants to make them angry.
Yeah, at some points I actually
Yeah,
thought she
yeah.
was with them, and then at
She
other.
was. Apparently, there's some random line where
Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister says, "Oh, this was your plan to begin with."
Yeah, I was like, what? I think the plan was to like control them and show them that we're allies with them, like the human race is allies with the monsters. That's what I could maybe get from that line. I'm just like, that's a stretch, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think their plan was to smash the humans for a while and then let everything regrow because we're screwing everything up.
and that's what the bad dude wanted. He was like, no, save the planet.
Yeah, but because I've seen what humans do.
I'm a human, but I'm not like them.
I'm not. They smash things, whereas
I kill them
monsters
with
to smash
bullets.
things. Yeah.
I like the use of money in this movie. Like they really knew where to put the money. Okay,
Those visual effects were stunning,
right? Like that was some pretty good.
And I think a major
CG.
improvement on the one that it's a sequel of,
The 2014, yeah.
because that was very little payoff. Like in the end,
It was like
you didn't see Godzilla till like the last half hour of the
Was
movie.
it? Yeah, I
and it
remember
was
that.
just like
Oh, yeah.
dark and stormy, or he was half underwater the whole time.
the rest of the budget just went to like
Bryan Cranston.
and like yeah him and then like some broken like buildings just like demolished. Like all right, that's good. Oh, crap, we forgot about
There was a part
Godzilla.
where Godzilla just tackled Ghidorah straight into a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Which I know is what you expect out of these movies, but like it looked so
It didn't look like two
frickin'
guys in suits
sweet.
falling into like a building.
Like, this building was just
Like falling over on his face like a piece of cardboard.
That's what's cool is they've got these kind of characters that could be goofy, like monsters that could look really stupid, but they did it so well that you almost believe they could exist.
And I think
that's
to me, it's like
cool.
they stuck with the original design of the character instead
Yeah.
of like updating it, like to make it look cooler or more sleek or anything. I felt like because Ghidorah kind of had like a weird, like snout and everything.
Yeah,
Like
he
a-
did. It was very different from like other snouts, like Godzilla or
just like a dragon in general. Like how
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
seen so many
basically.
dragons and things before.
he almost kind of had like a jaw like the other Godzilla that we don't really talk about.
From 1999.
Yeah, that one where it's kind of like it's different, but it worked.
a
It
big
worked
chin.
because it wasn't Godzilla, and Godzilla's supposed to look like Godzilla. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a
You know
personal
what's
thing.
fun? There's a Japanese Godzilla movie that came after that one, and the characters casually refer to like, wasn't that Godzilla in New York last year? And they're like, no, that wasn't Godzilla. And then they show the real Godzilla.
That's good. That's good.
They didn't like that one.
I
I don't think anybody liked that one.
Right. The only thing cheesy about, like, if you were to think that in order to make it look good and to sell, you can't make the kaiju look cheesy, but the only real thing the cheesy thing about them was that you could tell it was either a person or in a suit or like a model of some sort, where it just looks awkward on the screen because you're like controlling with strings, or it's some dude in a suit that's like sweating his nuts off, like I can't really hear the instructions very well. Anyway.
Or it's the late 90s and they think their CGI is amazing. No, we made it completely on the computer. Check it out.
Like a cube,
really
a
bad.
Cubezilla. Cubed.
Yep.
It's Godzilla with like a 3 above his head.
All right, top of your head, other favorite giant monster movies.
Other favorite ones?
I mean,
I don't know. This one was honestly pretty good.
okay, compare it to Pacific Rim.
Comparing
It's
it.
better than Pacific Rim.
Yeah. I mean, that'll always have a special place in my heart.
I liked the first one, but then I went back and watched it again, and I was just like, this doesn't quite hold up the same way.
It kind of failed on the same parts. At least that I remember.
human characters?
Yeah, like they kind of.
terrible.
Isn't that weird?
We have to fuse our minds together to make this robot work.
Idris Elba was just
We'll get cancer.
Because though.
We have to share this cancer. I don't know. It was like their nose would bleed. And anyway, I haven't seen that many big monsters.
Okay.
Other than that,
so I was thinking,
What are
what's the
some other
difference?
big
Like, because
monster
there's
movies?
monster movies, but are they kaiju movies, right? So,
well,
here's
Kaiju's just
my
monster,
suggestions would
like,
be
just a strange monster, right?
some people would say the Meg because it's so ridiculously big.
Is it a monster though, or is it a shark?
that's a shark.
They even said that in the movie. Like,
And
they're not
it's
monsters; they're
specifically
animals. Like, they're
Megalodon.
just big animals.
Oh, yeah. And
what they said in the
Godzilla,
movie.
yeah, Godzilla's just an animal. So, government
Kong.
protection.
Even though the title is Godzilla, King of the Monsters,
Yeah.
and then there's in parentheses it says animals next to it.
Depends on what King Kong you're talking about, I guess. I haven't seen all of them, but
Well,
I mean, that was one of the originals too. I remember in Japan, Godzilla was a big thing. Like Godzilla and
remember that when we were back in the 50s?
King Kong and
good
Godzilla.
times.
Sorry,
Yes.
King Kong was a
King
big
Kong
thing
came out first in
Japan.
1933, and it was one of the inspirations for Godzilla.
isn't King Kong actually just
That was
so much smaller than
Well, yeah, he
Godzilla though?
climbed that building, and then in like the cheesy movies where they've like first battled, they're the same size. So of course there's inconsistencies. That's why they made him so big in
I
this
will
one, right?
say
In Kong. That's why they made him like so big, like huge,
Yeah, 'cause
just so they could fight.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to see him just get flicked, flicked away.
Head stepped on.
Like that's
Let's
it.
just both go for the same
Yeah.
reference.
I stepped on your King Kong. Yes. So but he's a kaiju, but he's an animal. He's just really big.
Right, like they call him a big gorilla, so it's just inconsistent, really. I think Kaiju's
I think large monster movie though is I think it still
right,
fits the bill.
and they kind of
Cloverfield.
oh yeah,
Cloverfield
That's
is like
true.
a Godzilla movie, but it's
That
not
was
about
pretty
Godzilla.
cool.
it was
It's about
about
the
That's one where
They succeeded.
the less you saw the monster, the better.
Yeah, they succeeded on that part.
Yeah, very much so.
Because it's not Godzilla. Like, you're gonna see a Godzilla movie for Godzilla, and you don't see Godzilla. It's not Jaws. Jaws is different, and then Cloverfield is different because it's like you're not supposed to see it until the very end. Like,
And when
this
it came
is-
out, people didn't even know it was that type of movie.
right?
They didn't even know what. the heck
Oh,
it
that
was
movie
about.
was
Godzilla has
Great.
decades of
One of the
movies where it's
greatest
So you can't
movie
do that.
trailers
That's why
I've ever
people.
seen.
like, yeah.
That's why people critiqued the first Godzilla in 2014 because they said there's no Godzilla. I want to see Godzilla fighting. That's why I came to
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah,
So like this one just
it's
starts out with
understandable. It really
Godzilla
is.
straight up. So
Yeah, it did. It did. They really
will fight.
knew. They did it right this time with like the kaiju, at least.
just like pro wrestling each other.
Honestly, someone's gonna just
Oh,
cut out
yeah.
all the human parts in the movie and then just like have the monsters. Honestly, it was so entertaining.
Do we really need people walking around staring at them like, oh,
Oh my god, run, Timmy!
what does it mean?
Timmy's getting blown away!
They're horrible monsters, but he's here to protect us. I love him, but
Kill him!
I hate him.
Also save him! I'm the same dude.
I just love how everything in the city has been destroyed, but there's still enough of a path for this Hummer to just drive 5 miles.
No, they cleared the road.
without any issues.
No, they cleared the road before they shot the scene.
Oh, right.
They cleared it out.
Godzilla did that with a giant broom.
Yeah, he's like, and it just blew. Oh, you need to get through?
He could do anything.
Oh, you're trying to stop him? Oh,
Okay. An interview with Godzilla.
Hi.
I don't really think people get me,
That's just, I have like a...
Sorry. Asthma.
They didn't
really bad
really
with
use the what does he breathe?
Laser beam.
Nuclear power?
Laser breath. Laser breath, dude.
Nuclear fire.
Something like that.
I guess it's just like...
They didn't use it too much.
Did they use it after he got his juice? They kept his juice up by the
No,
bomb?
he used it before.
I think he used it once before, I thought.
So they had to go beep, 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 beep up his tail?
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Just like in...
Yeah, they did that.
Well, and then he just, like, rages. He's just like, "Rah!" and, like, blows it straight into the sky.
Again, like, it was so...
Like
he kind of wasted
every
that
other movie,
shot.
disaster
Not
movie
to
has,
lie.
like, that... have you seen that? Where, like, there's a bright laser beam going into the sky in, like,
Yeah.
all of these movies.
Yeah.
And now everything...
Godzilla.
I can't. I'm like, oh. It's another
Rocket
one.
Man.
The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
About Elton John.
Yeah. There's lasers everywhere.
I guess so.
Star Wars.
Not to get off
Laser
Godzilla
swords.
topic, but I did see Rocket Man, and I would highly suggest it.
Hit us with the Rocket Man review. That's all you, solo. Fly solo.
My God, it was just awesome. I did have a few drinks during that one, but it's great. It's not like a biopic, you know, where they just like go from one event in life to the next. It's told through like musical form. So there's like people like choreographed dancing in the streets and stuff.
Okay,
and
so it wasn't like Bohemian Rhapsody where it was trying to just
like
kind of
any
be
of
a
those,
real
which
life
is awesome
story.
because I'm getting tired of all these biopics. No, it was very like I started with him as a kid, and he's like singing. The kid's like singing an Elton John song that that Elton John obviously wrote about like
Being a kid. Oh my
and
God,
stuff.
so cool.
And it's coming from the kid's perspective then, and then you know you just see him burst through a wall or anything, but like you know just kind of come out of nowhere. Now he's older. Yeah, no, it was awesome. I would highly recommend it. Probably gonna see it again sometime this week.
Would you give it 5 butters?
5 butters, easily 5 butters.
Layered. 5 layers of butter.
5 layers
Is
of
that real
butter.
butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, of real butter. Man.
Yeah, I would
Damn.
salt it after each layer too.
That's a lot of salt.
It's gonna tickle your taste buds. All right.
Elton John as Godzilla.
I was gonna say, okay, compare and contrast. Rocket
Like a laser beam.
So Godzilla retells the story of his life in song form.
Didn't they do that? They had a musical. It was like Godzilla's son.
Whoa!
No.
There goes Tokyo, go Godzilla.
That song's at the end.
It was.
That was like a parody song, or
God.
I don't know. Well, it has to do with something. But now they've actually made it part of the thing, which is weird.
Yeah.
Fun.
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know parody.
It wasn't a parody, but they were just using Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, it's Blue Oyster Cult, so
Yeah.
you know who knows what they were up to. Godzilla and cowbell, evidently.
Yeah. Godzilla. Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that was Blue Oyster. Don't Fear the Reaper and Go Go Godzilla.
Are the same band.
Mind blown. He needs Elton John. You can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah, where was he? In Godzilla. I would love to just see him like running through the street too, like, oh fuck me. Just like running through.
No, he's on the back of a truck with a piano, playing like, full on, and the truck's driving away from Godzilla, who's stomping down the street trying to get at him. It'd be like in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Go faster, go faster.
Go faster.
Steven Spielberg said Godzilla was his biggest inspiration for making Jurassic Park. Because when he was a kid, he saw the movie Godzilla King of the Monsters, the 60s version, over and over. And he wanted to make a monster movie, so he made Jurassic Park. And then the 1999 Godzilla is like a direct
Was a total
thing of Jurassic
hole.
Park, which is weird.
It's a poop hole movie.
They recreate whole shots from Jurassic Park.
Would you do that with Iron Man? Like, I'll make him purple.
Give him a poop hole.
Yeah, give him a poop hole. Just like totally not make him Tony Stark or Iron Man and call it Iron Man.
Watch a Marvel movie from before 2005. They
Where
don't
he's like
care.
a big pill man.
No, but
The Iron Man.
you guys should check out the Japanese Spider-Man TV show from the 70s.
I've seen clips
yeah,
of it
I've
on the
Nothing to
internet.
do with Spider-Man at all. He just
All right.
his Spider-Man's costume, and then he's got his powers from an alien, and he's out
Isn't
for
he also
revenge
like
with a machine gun and stuff. And
He has a machine gun?
people commit suicide right and left. It's
Really?
super
Just like-
Japanese. And he's like, Spider-Man.
Line.
Harbinger of death. It's really intense.
Simulated more like a ninja.
Kinda.
Peter.
Hey, what's up, Theo?
I don't know if you heard about Anchor, but...
I did hear about it. Yeah, we're kind of like... We've been recording on it for a while.
Well, yeah, I guess you have heard about it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. It's honestly the easiest podcast
Recording
device. Tool.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. It gives you everything you need, like in one place, though.
Everything. It's so easy, man.
How much does it cost again?
You know, it's free.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's free. I mean, you can use it anywhere.
We recorded the last one on Amanda's phone.
Yeah, it was perfect. And you know, you could maybe record it on the moon. As long as you have a phone or, you know, computer of sorts.
Well, I do know if I was on the moon with my phone, I'd be able to edit the podcast.
It's so easy to edit it as well.
It actually sounds really good, too.
Yeah,
I like the way
the
it
recording device is great.
sounds. They make my voice sound significantly deeper than it's
Yeah, you're way
girlish.
you're way more feminine in real life, which isn't a bad thing. You know, you gotta embrace
I'm
yourself.
totally fine with that.
You're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
I mean, it's one thing to have it just in one place, but it's another thing to have it go everywhere. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everything, dude, goes everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And you can easily make money off of it as well.
Really?
Yeah, like this easy. I'm giving a hand gesture of how easy it is.
Looks easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Where's my cut?
You'll get it as soon as you do 10 jumping jacks.
Instead, I'm going to bring up Poppy.
Oh, hey, Poppy.
Hey, I just wanted to say that you should download the Anchor app, or you could also go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Thanks, Poppy.
You're welcome.
Oh, and I noticed that in this movie, they didn't make the monsters super slow. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
Like,
there's that scene where they're just running right at each other.
Yeah. They kind of had to do that, I guess, with fight scenes. It's kind of lame. But with because they did that in Pacific Rim, where like things are going super slow. Like the bigger the character is, they did that in Star Wars, didn't they? With like that dude in the cave. You know what I'm talking about? The big monster.
You mean Darth Vader that turns out to be Luke Skywalker's face? Not that
Spoilers, dude. Oh, sorry. God. No. You know what am I saying? You know, like Jabba the Hutt has like some.
The Rancor?
Yeah. The Rancor.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he was a bit slower. Just a big guy.
Right, but he wasn't like massive, right? They did that with Ant-Man. And
yeah, every time Ant-Man
all the movies
gets bigger.
He's almost in slow
But
motion.
then I thought it was a good decision.
Sure.
Because you lost a sense of scale, but they introduced the scale like before the fights happened, which was a good idea. Because it's like in some shots, you know, the Ghidorah's face is like right next to 11, and she's like this puny little booger compared to him or them. There's 3 heads, but just one body. Right. Thems, it's.
That's grammatically correct.
Whoa. Crane just flew overhead. I don't know how it's flying.
Yeah.
But
a heron.
A huge crane.
That was a heron.
I was just picturing like if we drew a crane just like shooting at the sky. Like an actual crane with like lumber.
Well, it would have to be an enormous.
It's just a huge crane that's like really squeaky. It hasn't been oiled in years. Sorry guys. Things really needs to get oiled up here. Anyway, I thought that was cool, and I thought it was cool that they, just for poops and giggles, they just threw like 5 other kaiju in that movie just to do it.
Why not?
Right, like in the background.
Yeah, like, we're destroying other cities too, just so you know. All right, move on with the plot.
We'll get back to that
Go
later.
on, do it. It was cool.
Apparently, they're really hoping they can make a whole franchise out of this, so it would mean like
I'm for it.
a
Honestly,
Mothra movie.
I'm
Isn't
for
it
it.
the same storyline?
Didn't Mothra just die though? Spoiler alert.
We are.
Oops.
It'll be a prequel.
Son of Mothra.
Mothra.
Mothro.
It was a bummer that they didn't talk, you know. I was really wondering what they were thinking.
Yeah.
The kaiju.
We'll have to do that. I'll do our version.
Talking Godzilla.
This is my last nerdy thing. They're in the SS Argo. That's the ship they fly around in the whole time. And the Argo, obviously named after the ship, Jason and the Argonauts from Greek myth, where they fight giant monsters.
They just riddled this movie with pop culture, didn't they?
And they were really trying to sell the idea of like mythology, that it's not just a Japanese thing, it's like world mythology.
Yeah.
And this Ghidorah was
cool.
It was like the Hydra.
Yeah, but he's an alien. Dude.
But
he's an alien.
Yeah, but it's been here for thousands of years.
Who do you think built the pyramids, dude?
Yeah.
Godzilla.
They would. I mean, it would have helped a lot, I'm sure.
For some,
You know what's
in
funny
some
about that,
way,
right?
I can understand what he's saying. He's telling us to make a bunch of triangles in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
3-dimensional triangles.
The pyramid is not built from triangles.
I know, but like that's what it was translated
Only
to,
the
and
bit
they're
at
like,
the top.
oh no, we get it, and he's like, yeah, not triangles, but like,
And then he shows up and they built the pyramid
and they
he
just destroys them.
They're
not triangles.
God damn it!
It just knocks the nose right off the Sphinx.
Got your nose. Got your nose.
Godzilla. I can't get enough of that sound effect, right? Like you hear it once and you are like, can they just do it again?
Right. Yeah.
You want to hear it like right away.
It was cool. They kind of had the same noise with Ghidorah, but it was a little different. And since there was 3 of them, they had like some weird like chant with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got more chills from that than I did with Godzilla. Not gonna lie. It was just because I hadn't heard Ghidorah or Monster Zero before.
It was interesting, like all 3 heads had like
personality.
Their own personalities.
They were nipping at each other.
Yeah.
Left.
This is fun.
Left.
Reminded me very much of like the Velociraptors sort of in the Jurassic Park going.
Yeah.
Banging at each other in the kitchen.
Yeah. Godzilla equals Jurassic Park equals Godzilla 99 equals shit. They I honestly would picture like Dragon Tales, like more than half the time I saw Ghidorah. It was still badass, but I just thought of like the twins.
Yeah.
Oh, Dragon Tales, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
The twins. I think I still have one of those toothbrushes.
You're still using it.
Was
Yeah,
it his
it ran-
tail like a little rattle tail?
It was like a little trio singing.
A barbershop.
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Only missing one. That could be you, Godzilla.
we need a tenor.
Bum 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 bum
Bum bum bum bum bum. Yeah, see, we need one more person. Yeah, it's official that Kong is in the next one, right?
Yeah.
They made it official
Godzilla versus Kong.
They kind of made it clear. They said it like
2020, I
at least
believe.
3 times in the movie.
Comes out next year.
Really?
I think so. I think that's what I saw.
Yeah. This time next year.
I personally
March 2020.
am down for it, but in reality, what powers does Kong have besides being like really strong and like a monkey?
I don't opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a problem with Godzilla. I mean, he's got laser breath, and
So King Kong can use tools.
did he in the movie?
I haven't seen that one.
Like a
actually. It
weapon
looks
or
really
something?
Good, but no.
Skull Island was good. It was like very entertaining.
Did he use weapons?
No,
Did he pick up a tree?
probably.
I think
You know
he
what?
grabbed the
I think
helicopters,
he
right?
definitely
That was a
grabbed
big
the helicopter out of the
He
sky.
smashed helicopters with helicopters.
Yeah, he like straight throws a helicopter
I
at
think
another helicopter.
actually, I kind of think Godzilla has thumbs. I'm pretty sure he has thumbs.
He has 3 fingers. They could be used to grip.
He has 6 fingers altogether and laser breath. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
all you
It's
need,
no
man.
contest, really. King Kong is a big gorilla.
And he can
What?
evidently he
I wonder-
can go completely full nuclear.
Zilla?
survive.
Zilla did?
And yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 He's
He was
gonna
like-
blow in 6 seconds because I have a Godzilla nuclear timer.
No, they listened
how
to his
long it
heartbeat
takes.
or whatever the heck, his little like pacemaker.
Yeah,
thing that he had.
they mentioned that kind of quickly offhand in the very beginning.
Yeah, they had life alert on him.
we can track where he
Clicking the
is.
button, he's like, I'm gonna explode.
And we know
Guys.
his vitals.
Life alert, what seems to be your
You know his
emergency?
vitals?
Yeah, see his pulse.
Why not? I found that character. Max is also the
flatlined.
nerd with the white hair.
Oh, the one that
Who's
was
just-
like,
he gives us exposition whenever we need it. Oh, he's doing this, da-da-da, or like bad jokes.
yeah.
And he said something
I
at
do
one
like
point
him though as an actor.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude from West Wing.
Dude, a
that's what it
lot
was.
of these people are really good actors.
Yeah, he was also in
I mean,
just
That
loving
was a
that
really
paycheck.
good movie.
Was a good movie? Is that what we're talking about?
Horror movie.
Oh, it's, I guess.
Cabin in the Woods.
I never saw that.
You should see Cabin in the Woods.
Is Godzilla in that?
No, but I mean, he might be.
Don't spoil it. Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's
Let
great.
it be a mystery. I don't want to know. Maybe he's in it. Maybe he's not. I don't know.
Fantastic.
There was a part where he said, "Oh, I don't want to get too near that radiation. One day I want to have kids."
I don't want him to have flippers.
Right? But is he like 60 years old? I don't think
the
that would
thing
be
is-
advisable though, because his DNA is already sort of degraded.
Right.
He should probably adopt.
But later,
that would be the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, get some fish from the pet store. Same thing.
Well, I mean, if he wants to adopt a child, he seems to have like a good paying job now. But
Didn't he die? Didn't he explode at the end?
don't think so.
I don't think so.
But
fine.
he got
He'll be in the
he
sequel.
got pretty towards towards the end of the movie to Godzilla, like physically with the ship, whatever it's called, again.
Yeah.
And then they got close, talked a little bit. They had little flipper babies.
You guys want to hit the playground?
Yeah.
That's a big dog.
Kaiju.
Yeah, it's a big dog. Oh my God, they have drums. It's kind of a crappy angle. Oh. Totally trips out at the end, like, I'm really losing motor functions. Oh my God, you see that? How many butters?
I'd give it like 2.5 butter.
Out of what?
Oh, we can use fractions.
Yeah, halves of butter.
Yeah, less than 3 butter, more than 2 butter.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, Monster. It was entertaining for a couple of hours.
Yes.
I think probably I would have enjoyed it more if I was 10.
I'm not giving anything a 3 if the plot is just, or the script is just terrible, regardless of how entertaining it was.
Right. I'd give all the monster parts 4 butters out of 1 butter. Okay? Just 4 out of 4.
Go back to school.
And then I'd give all the, I never went, man. And then I'd
not a
give
gap year.
I'd give the yeah, I'm on a 20-year
very
gap
long.
year, 20 gap year. And then I'd give the human parts a piece of dog poop out of butter.
Except for
Wow.
Ken Watanabe.
That was
I think it's just him, though. I think anything he's in, any scene he's in, he gives it gravitas and stuff, even if he's talking complete gibberish.
Yeah, like in Pokemon.
very serious. Yes, he was just in Pokemon a few months.
He was,
weeks ago.
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know your dad. And you're like, oh yeah.
he is Deadpool.
And you watch it and you're thinking, yes, this movie's serious and real, and these are real emotions.
No. No.
I think he does that in any movie.
Anyway.
It's just his thing.
Anyway,
To, like-
I think that this Godzilla movie was cheesy. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm lactose intolerant, and I handled it very well, okay? I had a little bit of Hershey squirts after, but I handled it well, I think. And I think it deserves a second chance and nothing else. There you go.
Not planning on seeing it again.
No, I mean, like, if Kong
theaters
happens.
especially. Yeah, no. I'll keep watching Godzilla movies when they come out. Like, I'm never not gonna be like down to go see a kaiju destroying cities or other
Freaking
kaiju
planet, man.
movie.
Sure.
Down. Daikaiju.
It's kind. It could be. That's apparently a controversial term, but some people say daikaiju because
Mom's the word.
giant monster. But it's kind of like watching like a wrestling match. You know, like yeah, Hulk Hogan smashed that guy.
Yeah,
but you're not gonna like record it and watch it again.
And even in
You saw
those,
the
they have
fight.
like some stupid like story with it, like you screwed my sister, man.
We gotta fight.
Give me a chair. Yeah, get the chair. Bonesaw is ready. If Spider-Man was in this, 10 out of 10 butter.
What did you think, Poppy?
About what?
Godzilla, king of the monsters.
I thought it was scary. I got scared really bad. I almost buttered myself.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. Don't worry.
What? Am I real?
Real.
Butter.